Morning, gang. It's a Wednesday morning, Wednesday the 8th of July 2020. Welcome along to this morning's United Kingdom talk, coming to you from the Chapel Hill television complex here in Lincolnshire, boys and girls, on a grey day. It's a grey day. We had loads of rain last night. We had loads of rain yesterday daytime, which kind of stopped me doing a little bit too much yesterday. But busy day yesterday I had. Very nice day yesterday. Very nice day. Gary, my nephew, came along to put up my new privacy, not actual windows, privacy, you know the film that you put on windows? Here, look, I took a photo. Here we are. See my new privacy windows. Look at those. That's nice, isn't it? Now, I must admit, not as good as I thought it would look. Not because of the way it's been put up, but I just assumed that you wouldn't be able to see through. That is not the case, as you can see. It kind of blurs the image, and I wasn't sure, but he put the whole thing up, and then we kind of took a step back, and then I came inside, and actually what you can't see there is that they're actually quite colourful, and it's very pretty. And although it doesn't obscure, I mean, if I was to walk through the caravan naked, you would see. I mean, you'd probably stand there for hours gasping at my extremely fit body as I came through the caravan. But as I say, if I was to walk through the caravan, you would be able to see. So not quite as good as perhaps a bathroom frosted glass. But that being said, I was kind of happy with those. So we did the other two windows on that side as well. And it kind of worked out all right, I think. I don't know. I'm not so sure about that. I'm just wondering if you could put something on the other side as well. Perhaps a piece of coloured film. But then again, I mean, you could, if you wanted to go the whole hog, you could put those mirrored things. You know, the mirror, like a shiny side on that. But then if the light would be hitting that and glaring into some people's windows, and I wouldn't want to upset anyone like that. So I think that's all right. You know, it don't look too bad as it is, does it? While my nephew was doing that, great nephew Harry came over, and great niece Evie as well, and they came over, and I washed the front and the side of the caravan yesterday with my soft brush. Now, I used to use that to clean my solar panels, but my window cleaner does that now, so that was really useful. Now, it's got an attachment at the bottom where you stick the hose on, which kind of works, and you put the hose on, and then water comes out the other end a bit, but it's actually quite awkward. It's not difficult, it's just awkward to sort of push this thing backwards and forwards with the water coming out of it. So what I did in the end was I just filled up a bucket with soapy water, took the thing off the end, right? So I've now only got the soft brush. I just dipped it into the soapy water, give it a couple of quick brushes, and it was mainly green, and it only grows on one side of the caravan. The side of the caravan that the sun doesn't get to, so that must be something to do with that. Like a bit of green slimy stuff, which I've never cleaned the caravan since I've had it, and I'm coming up. I think this is I think this is actually the third summer. Yeah, because I bought it one summer, and I started using it around the end of June that year. Last year I had the whole year. It's in 3 years. I can't believe it. Third year I've had this. Just coming into the third year. Unbelievable. But I've never actually cleaned it. And actually, when you've brushed it with the soapy starch, just very liquid soapy starch, did it a couple of times, and you wash it down, oh, what a difference that makes. And it comes off really easily. It's not like ground in dirt, you know, which some people on the telly have got here on their faces. Blimey, please have a wash before you come on my television set. Gemma Collins. I mean, is it makeup or is it dirt? Very difficult to tell, to be honest. What is she doing with her face, my love? So I washed that, and I did the front as well. At this point, it started raining a little bit, so we came back inside. And great niece Evie and great nephew Harry, they enjoyed doing it with a spray thing, because it's got a spray attachment and it's got a dial on it, so you get different effects, so to speak. So one's like a spray, which you usually do your plants with, and one is like this jet thing, which is excellent for scaring off squirrels. Not that we have any squirrels around here, but back down at the house, I've got one at the house. If you see any squirrels, you just fire this jet of water towards them. It never gets them. They're so quick. What a shame people who work in supermarkets can't work as quickly as a squirrel can run. Dear me. So that works quite well. So they were spraying it, and really nice and clean. Ever so clean. A nice clean caravan today, which I'm very, very pleased about. Thanks for your messages. I'll come to those in a moment or two. And then it was my lunchtime. Now, they told me they'd already had lunch. Okay, which was strange because they got to my caravan before 12 o'clock. They must have had the lunch as soon as they left the house. That's a little bit like going on a school trip. Do you remember going on school trips? Do you remember that? And you'd get your packed lunch, right? And you get on the coach, I don't know, 9 o'clock in the morning, and off you go. Well, by 10 o'clock, you've had your packed lunch. Did you do that? And swap. Oh, can I swap my apple for that bag of crisps, please? Yes! Oh, so the kids had already had their lunch by the time they got here, and that was before 12. So I'm doing my dinner. And I had, what did I have? A big thing of vegetables, a couple of corns, Linda McCartney sausages I think I had yesterday, and some mashed potato. And I thought, well, not mashed potato, whole potatoes. I've actually got smash in the cupboard. I've got smash. I thought, well, I brought some potatoes with me because I don't like to, but if I'd left them at home, they'd probably start growing roots and things like that. Like we mentioned on the story the other day. Remember that news story we had? Where a lady had left, I think she was in Australia, she'd left potatoes in her kitchen. She'd gone away for a couple of months, come back, they were growing up the blooming wall. Monster potatoes growing. I didn't want any of that in my house. So I bought the potatoes up here and I chopped them up and put them in in that glass jug thing. Put them in the microwave and I put them on for 10 minutes. Bought them out. I thought, I'll have cheesy mash, right? So I've drained them. Put them back in the metal jug, and I've got some milk and put the milk in, and I had some chopped up cheese, grated cheese. Put that in there, right? Open the drawer. Where's my masher? Looked in another cupboard. No, looked in no masher. I haven't got a masher. We need a masher. Very important. How can lives function correctly without mashers? No masher in the caravan. I'm sure I had a masher here. Someone has burgled me. Someone has burgled me for my masher. I need a masher in my life. No masher in the caravan. Shocking. So I thought, well, what do I do now? Because I've got this jug full of milk and cheese and potatoes, and they're all separate. I'm thinking, so what I had to do, I just got a sharp knife, and chop, 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 mix, chop, 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 mix, chop, 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 mix, 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 chop, 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 mix, mix, mix. And that kind of worked. It was a bit lumpy. A little bit lumpy, like my personality, but it was okay, We did a workaround. We worked around. So I'm having my dinner. Then I took my plates over because in a caravan, you haven't got much space, right? So as soon as you've had a meal, there's no stacking up plates and cups in a sink for later on. 3 or 4 meals later, you got all these, a little bit like a student's house. Have you ever been one of those dirty, filthy, scummy places? They're disgusting. Unless you get a gay in there who will look after it for everyone else. In exchange for cigarettes usually and beer. A gay will look... If you ever got students, any of you young people in there, you'll know this. If you all move into a house, like 10 of you in a house, all you need is one gay in there, like me, and they will do all the cleaning and everything. It's wonderful. Not for nothing. Don't take the mick. You have to buy them. Usually alcohol does it. I never did anything like that, students or university. I can't bear the thought of ever going to a university and sitting there bored out my mind for hours on end every day just after I've left school to get away from it all. Why would you then want to go to a university? Because you can get a better job. Yeah, right. Half of them end up in McDonald's. Not that there's anything wrong with McDonald's. That's how it is. I think university is a complete waste of time unless you want to be a brain surgeon. I mean, I've been looking for a good brain surgeon for years, I won't lie, to do something with this strange head of mine. I've not found one yet. They may be perhaps they're at university at the moment. Joining their little various groups, whatever they do. Just a thought. Anyway, back to the masher. So I had that. Washing up, as I say, you've always got to wash up immediately and put stuff to the sides because you've got no space in a caravan. And wash it up. And Evie came up, I'm hungry. Oh, what do you want then? Do you want a cheese sandwich? Yes, okay. And so I've gone to my bread. Well, I've only got 4 slices of bread left. I thought, that's okay. She'll only want, 1 slice. I assume small person, 1 slice of bread, split into half, cheese in the middle. Perfect. How many slices do you usually have? I haven't got much bread yet. Oh, we usually have 2 slices. Oh, right, okay. And I'm looked at my bread. Well, I've got 5 slices in there. I'll get you 2 slices out. Harry has 2 as well. Oh. Oh, do you want one, Harry? Yeah. Oh. Okay. So 4 slices of bread, leaving me 1 slice left. Nothing to eat. Look at me, disappearing before your very eyes. Desperate for bread. So I had to make the sandwiches. I put a little bit of grated cheese in the middle. I thought, I haven't got much cheese left either. How much cheese do you want? I just sprinkled approximately 3 gratings in. She said, I think we need more than that. Oh. So I put the cheese in the sandwiches and put them together, cut them in half, bit of butter on the side, butter on the... So, because we always butter sandwiches. Do you butter sandwiches? I've got a bit of a bugbearer, really. You know when you go to Subway and places like that? No butter. They don't do the butter. Whatever you have, you might have a vegetarian or a dead animal sandwiches, but they don't put butter in, do they? I might put cheese in, but no one butters it first. Whenever I do a sandwich, I always butter it first anyway. So I've buttered them, put the cheese in, chopped them in little... I can't remember if I did halves or triangles. I can't remember. And off they went to eat them. And you know what? They sat patiently on the settee on the other side, because we're not sitting close, of course, at the moment. They're sitting on the other side of the settee. I'm sitting on that side. And I'm just watching them eat. And there's a great deal of satisfaction, actually, in doing something for a child and then watching them enjoy what you've just done for them, don't you think? If you've got children, you'll know exactly what I mean. Or even if you haven't got children, you've got nieces and nephews and things like that. There is an awful amount of satisfaction one gets for doing something for a child which they then clearly enjoy. Oh, it just bangs my desk then. In this case, 2 cheese sandwiches, which left me with nothing at all. Nothing at all. No, nothing left. 1 slice of bread, which I had immediately afterwards in case they asked for seconds. Not having my last slice of bread. No cheese there. There's about 1 grating left of cheese left in that plastic bag in my fridge. Shocking. Oh, never mind. Anyway, so that was a nice day. And Gary done my windows. And we did have a nice day yesterday. And then after that... I said to my nephew, well, they still haven't come back to me for the computer. Yeah, because the main broadcast computer yesterday was in the repairers. And he says, oh, you should give them a ring. I said, well, I don't like to rush them. He said, well, that's what it's like round here. You tend to drop stuff off, right? And then you don't hear from them again until you ring up. Oh, well, I don't want to rush them, really. Anyway, we stayed a bit longer and the children watched some telly, pop telly, something pop on the telly, some children's TV channel, which we didn't have, of course, when we were children. That's all we had, wasn't it? On when we were children, back in the 70s and the 80s, all we had was about an hour and a half on BBC One in the afternoons. 4 till 5:30. That was it. That's all we used to have. Hour and a half, hour and 3/4 children's telly. Now it's 24 hours. I'm not sure if that's a good thing or not, to be honest. But nevertheless, that's how it is, isn't it now? So we watched a bit more telly, and just as Gary was ringing, I said, you really sure I should ring them? And he said, yeah. So I rang him up. Oh, hello. Which one was it? It's the Tower. Just a minute. Yes, that was done yesterday for you. We did try and call you, but it went straight to answer phone. Oh, wow. I mean, literally hours later, they'd repaired it. So I went down there and parked my car, went into this it's like a private computer shop. That's not the word, is it? Private. Just what, not like a Curry's or something like that. Someone owns this shop and that's their business. One shop. What do you call that? Private business? Private business? One-man business? You know what I mean. So I went in there, got my computer. How much was that, please? £75. Wow. I didn't expect that. I really didn't expect that, and I bought another lead with me while I was there, because the lead that was in there was a little bit loose, so I thought I'd get another lead while I'm in there. Picked up my computer and off I went, and apparently it was the video card. The integral, it's the second one there, the integral video card went on it, and I'm like, well, I'm not sure how it happened, because when I got here, the computer was already on. Now, someone said this on the chat box yesterday, I noticed when I'd finished and I had a quick flick through them, that it could be a power surge churned the computer on. And that's exactly what the lady said. She said you could have had a power surge that can turn a computer on. Did you know that? Because I didn't. So I think back at the house, I've got one of those power surge sockets. You know, something like with 10 sockets on it. How many would I need? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah. Oh, 9, 10. Yeah, 10 would do it. I actually have 10 things plugged in down there. Various different things. Mixers, lights, all sorts of things. So if I get one of those, a 10 surge sockets, probably about 15 to 20 pounds. 10 socket surge plug. That should do the trick there, and next time that won't happen. But that's exactly what she said. The same as which someone said on the chat box yesterday. A surge can actually turn your computer on. Well, I never knew that. Never knew that. So got the computer, put it in the car, and I thought I'd just pop into the co-op, right? Because there was a co-op. They've just been redone out in a place called Tattershall. Tattershall. That's where the computer shop was, and the co-op is. It's the nearest sort of shop to me, and they've just been done out the co-op. Lovely place, Tattershall. I've got a house there as well that I rent out, and they've got a wonderful castle, nice little sort of little shops and that, nice little bit of green. It's nice. It's nice, Tattershall. And I went into the co-op. Well, of course, I'm on there with my mask. You know, because we're being very careful everywhere. I'm the only one in there with a mask, to be honest. I did a photo. Hang on, here we are. Look. Oh, no, look what I treated myself to. A bar of Galaxy chocolate. Very small. Very, very small. You could barely see it, dear. You know, I sniffed the bar of chocolate and it was gone. Look at that. And there's my special mask that I wear everywhere. Always gets a disinfectant as well once I've worn it. Incidentally, don't take any notice of those alcohol bottles. You know I don't drink wine or anything like that. Vile stuff. All tastes like vinegar to me, wine. Nasty stuff. No wine. Please don't ever take me out and buy me a bottle of wine. There we are. I'm the only one in there with a mask on. But don't become complacent. I keep telling people, oh, it's all made up by the government. Well, it's up to you what you believe. I know what I believe. Please respect me for that. And that's it. So I got that in the co-op. I bought myself some chocolate. Now, there's a reason for that. Because my sister, out of the goodness of her heart, bought me a lovely Galaxy chocolate egg some time back and left it in the caravan. I was hoping to eat that on Sunday night, Monday morning when I got up here very late, early, sort of 1 o'clock in the morning. And it's what I came in, made the tea, and I opened this egg. Well, unfortunately, the caravan back in June had got really hot, as in like 38 degrees, I think it was one day, when we had that beautiful weather. Yeah, and it spoilt the chocolate. If chocolate melts and then it rehardens, I suppose, you start getting that white effect, and it just tastes horrible, and it changes the texture and everything. And unfortunately, that's what happened to the egg. So I had to chuck the whole thing away, really. But never mind, that's just how it is. So I bought the small bar of Galaxy chocolate to replace it. I hope you don't mind. Don't think that's a bad thing of me. A bad thing. Okay. Co-op, that's it then. So there we are. I'd like to say thank you to Gavin. Gavin's made us a new little email thing. Look at this. It's good, that, isn't it? I think that's lovely, that. There we are, a little thing that Gavin's made there. Very nice, Gavin. I'll leave that up for a little while, boys and girls, for you to enjoy. Okay, just have a glance at that. I love the way that's been done. So thanks very much to Gavin for that. Gavin is head of Twittering on this channel. Gavin is our head of Twittering channel. A little bit disappointed with someone last night, boys and girls. I don't know if they're here this morning. Gary Ross. Gary Ross, your name has been taken. You asked for 2 raffle tickets last night, one of which has now been removed. Except I haven't put... What did I do with that one? I can't find it now. I had to remove one of your raffle tickets. as reported to me after the show by email from another avid viewer who will remain nameless. One of our moderators pointed out that you had asked for 2 raffle tickets and I hadn't noticed. Very bad. I'll let it go this time. But usually you get banned from raffles if you ask for more than 1 raffle ticket because it's taking the mick out of everyone else. I couldn't care less whether you win or not. Don't affect my life, but other people, it's not fair. Everyone should have 1 chance and that's it. So please only ever ask for 1 raffle ticket, my darlings. Okay? Great quiz last night, I have to say. Really good quiz last night. Great fun. A few more people coming along last night as well, which was nice to see. The current affairs round seems to be quite low scoring. Now, I don't know why that is. I looked at the questions again last night and I thought, well, if it's current affairs, sort of kind of stuff what's in the news, and I'm looking and I thought, well, you know what? I don't think I can do many of these either. So, I've decided, and you will now have an advantage if you watch this show, okay? I've decided I will write the current affairs round myself. That should be fairly easy, and I'll do it throughout the week. And it will be news items, generally, or something that we've spoken about in the show. Now, you don't need to have watched all the shows all week to have much of an advantage. If you just, like everyone else, keep an eye on the news, as I do all the time, listen to the radio, then you'll be able to do it. Okay? It's just that I will choose stories from the news, okay, as I already do, and occasionally read them out on here. And those questions will come from all those articles that I read out. And it's always stuff that's in the news. So actually, you're not really getting much more of an advantage, just a slight advantage. But then again, that's fairly irrelevant anyway, because there's no prize. Yeah, well, there is a prize, but it's not connected to the quiz. At the end of the quiz on a Tuesday night now, we have a raffle. And someone wins... where is it? Oh, of course, I've put it in the letterbox, in the envelope. Someone wins one of our pens on a Tuesday night. So we now do that every Tuesday night as well at the end. But that's only for the people that are with us in the chat box live. Okay, so if you're emailing in for tickets on that particular show, you won't be in that raffle. All right, so that's how that works. Anything else to show you? Someone was asking me yesterday, was it an email? Can't remember if it was an email or not. Someone was mentioning... what time do you get your show ready in the morning? Well, actually, I now get the show ready the night before, late. I can't do it too early because you missed sort of news stories coming in and that sort of thing. I now get the show ready the night before, believe it or not. And last night was about 12:30. I sat in here getting little news stories together and bits and pieces. And here's all my stuff I'm talking about this morning, you see. All right. So I now do it the night before, which I found has taken the pressure a little bit off in the morning. Because what was happening, I would come in here or in the studio at in Bracknell in Berkshire. I'd come in sort of in the morning, and sometimes I'd be struggling. If it was shall we say, a slow news day, or one of those days where there's one story and the papers, that's all that, a little bit like the virus when that first came. It was really difficult finding any other stories other than the blooming virus. It was a real struggle. But if I come in at night, that pressure in the morning is gone because I've already done it, you see, and I know what I'm going to do. So that's made it a lot easier. So yes, usually I prepare the show now the day before. That will include pictures and stuff that you send in. So those people that send in pictures 10 minutes before the show starts and then can't understand why they're not on here, that's the reason why. That is the reason why. Okay. One other little picture to show you here. Something I came across on my walk the other night. You remember I went for a walk on Monday night? Look what I found. Look. It's a little frog. It was in the middle of the road. I thought, oh my God, and I rescued it. Rescue me, da-da-da-da-da-da, rescue me. Little frog, bless it. And I'm trying to push this frog. It was absolutely fearless. Wasn't bothered by me at all. And I didn't like the idea of picking it up, to be honest. Nasty, slimy things, dear. A little bit like some of the people I know. I didn't pick it up, so I just kind of pushed it along by its little bum. And a couple of times it went upside down then at one point. Its little legs were floating around. And then a van approached. And I thought, well, I'm not going to get out the road. I need to save this frog. So I'm trying to push it along. And eventually I pushed it into a hedge. And hopefully it will remain there. Poor little frog. Poor little frog. Ribbit, 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 ribbit. Have you had a good look at Gavin's email thing there? Okay. If you're new to the show, welcome along. We do bingo as well on a Sunday night. If you'd like to be added to the bingo system, send us an email to that address there and say, please add me to the bingo. And I'll be very happy to do that for you. Okay. Right. Let's say hello to one or two of you today on the show. Good morning to Mr. Jason Hughes. Morning. Hello to Fran Green, Diane Jebb in the house, Daniel Woodhouse. Morning. Michael Pullman. Hello to you. Adrian Richardson. Joe Woodruff was at the quiz last night. George Bonds. Morning. Gary Ross. There's Gary Ross there. Gary Ross asked for 2 raffle tickets, Gary. 2. It's outrageous. Oh, anyway, you're not out the raffle. I had to remove 1 ticket though. Okay, that's actually the fact that I haven't got it here is irrelevant. You've got both numbers, so if one of those is called on Monday, you'll know whether or not you run. All right, okay. I'm sure you got some excuse, which I'll probably come across further down in the chat list. I haven't got very far yet, have we? Never mind. Glad you like the new. Daniel Holmes likes the new music there. When did we get to on that? Let's just jump down a little bit. Michael Pullman was boogie into the music. Do you like that one? Da 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 da. I love it. I love it. Morning to Mandy Davenport. Hello, Mandy. Oh, she came. Hello, lovely Mandy. Mick Davenport in the house this morning. Morning, Mick. There's Gavin, head of our Twittering on this channel. Miss Fiona Hunt is in the house. Good morning, Fiona. Hello to John Aitken. Good morning, John. Morning to Kevin Arnold Ashburner. Hello to you, sir. Can we have a few likes this morning? The little thumbs up underneath the little video box. Thank you very much for that, for the YouTube algorithms. But people are snogging on here already. Fiona and Jason are snogging this morning. At this time of the morning. Well, I hope you brushed your teeth. Oh, there's nothing worse than laying in next to someone in bed after you've just woken up and they want to snog you with tongues. Oh, that's disgusting. Oh, no, get away from me. 8 o'clock in the morning. You still got dog breath at that time. Well, the people I've been with have. How awful. Gary likes this better than Lorraine Kelly. Well, at least you don't need subtitles with this, Gary. I mean, what is that woman saying? Can't understand a word she's saying here. Okay, but anyway, what is she saying? Well, good morning to Park Nest. Hello to you. To say hello to Fran. There are no spiders or mice, Mick Davenport. That's upset you, hasn't it? No spiders or mice here at all. Thank you very much. I'm pleased about that. Let's just scroll down there. Cheese mash equals, what's that? Aligots? What the hell's that, Daniel? I don't know what that is, mate. Parkness, who remembers the Smash advert with the robots rolling on the floor with laughter? Wonderful, happy times, Parkness. For mash, get smash. And the jingle. We like old jingles. We like them very much. Just a moment. There's Shania, head of the Catholic Church on the Isle of Wight, has arrived to us this morning. Morning, Shania. Fun things to do with tech. Doesn't use a masher. I use a potato ricer. What the hell's a potato ricer? What the hell is that? A potato ricer. Never heard of that. Don't know what that is. Mandy uses a whip. What a strange thing to use to mash up potato. Mandy uses a whip to mash up her potatoes there. Greg's used mayonnaise. Oh, I don't have any of that, I'm afraid, Mick. Morning to Scott Daniel. Welcome to the show, Scott. Let's just scroll down here a little bit. Hello to Scotty Daniel. Welcome to the show, Mr. Scotty. Are you new? I think you might be new. Where are you from, Scotty? What part of the world are you in? Park Nest, the 70s and 80s were the best of British television. You're absolutely right there. Absolutely right. Mick, I think we're talking about the computer. Should have unplugged it. Yes, of course. Which is something I used to do it when there was a lightning storm, but I don't do it anymore. But you're quite right. You should unplug stuff when you're not using it. The only thing is I found it lost the time. I'd have to reset the time. Mind you, for a couple of months, it's not hassle, is it really? Good morning to Mari Lowe. Hello to you, Mari. There you go. Fun things to do with tech. As a double pole switch to turn off everything and a surge protector. I should really put a surge protector on there. I think. Good morning to Russ Vernon. Morning to you, Tony King. Hello, sir. Scrolling down there. Said hello to Tony King. Shania this morning is working from home. Must concentrate now. Oh, give it an hour, Shania. Just sit there. Put your feet up, my love, and enjoy the show for 5 minutes, my darling. Fran, there we are. Let's just scroll a little bit. There's anything so much in there, isn't there, my loves? Okay, and good morning to the delightful Mark Bowles, who was chatting away this morning, very early this morning. He was up late, sending me messages late at night when his missus was asleep. Shocking way to carry on. You've got to decide one way or the other where you want to swing, my darling. All this hanging around halfway in between the middle, that's for the youngsters, dear. Once you go over 35, you've got to make a choice. Denise Andrews, good morning, Denise. Hello, Denise. She was there for the quiz last night. A potato ricer is a potato masher. No, I've never heard of something like that. Scott is not lewd, just lazy. Are you? Oh, from Somerset. Scott is from Somerset. Are you a silent viewer? We have more silent viewers than we have people in the chat box, and we're always fully aware that they're there. So good morning to our silent viewers. Maureen will be sitting there. Maureen hasn't even texted yet, but I know she's sitting there on the telly watching at home. And good morning to Paul and Lou as well. We had people winning yesterday on the who won the pen last night? It was Sybil last night. Sybil won the pen last night, which we did at the quiz. So that is now in its little envelope, waiting to go off. There's a tiny little post box, just a little walk from the caravan. It's kind of in someone's house. There's a wall on someone's house, and it's built into the wall. Tiny little post box, that is. So I shall be posting your stuff off to there shortly after the show, actually. All right, excellent. And I think that's everyone, is it? Have we said hello to everyone this morning? Everyone that's on there. Just a reminder, gang, I don't read all the messages. We don't just read messages on this channel. I do try to put together a little bit of a show as well. Mark Bowles likes swinging. Well, I love you swinging from my chandelier. In fact, I don't have a chandelier. It's a bit low. If I put a chandelier in here, you keep banging your knees on the floor. I'd love you to be... No, it doesn't matter. Denise, rice is like a colander. It makes the spuds really thin and creamy. I've never heard of such a thing. I must look it up. I will have to look. Oh, it's okay, Mandy. Don't worry, darling. Sorry, I was just playing it for a moment. Thank you, Mandy. She's switched on. I tell you what, if there was a smoke alarm go off, Mandy would hear it before it goes off. She pays full attention to everything going on his show, don't you, Mandy? Oh, Mandy, well, you came and you gave without taking. Yes, you do. Right, let's read a couple of stories today. I found on my little iPad thing, I've got this reading list thing. Right, let me show you this. It's very good. I've only just discovered this. Oh, there's an email there from Fiona. One moment. Oh, I thought there was an email from Fiona. No, there isn't. Oh, hang on a minute. Is that from yesterday? That's from yesterday, okay. No, there isn't. Sorry, I thought Fiona would... Fiona, you didn't send me an email as well as the ones yesterday, did you, darling? Something flashed up then, and then it disappeared again. How strange and mysterious. Anyway, so I've discovered... There we go. I've discovered you can create a reading list of stories. So, as I say, last night, I'm sitting there watching the latest episode of Holby City. Ba, ba, ba. Ba, 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 ba. Ba, ba, ba. Ba, 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 ba. Is the old lady going to die? Don't tell me, Mandy. I've only seen half of it yet. Oh, no, she did, didn't she? The old lady's died. Dr. McKendrick's friend. Was it her aunt or just her friend? She died. She had some sort of heart thing operation and she died. Oh, it was all very sad. Tears were coming out my eyes. But I couldn't watch it all because it got to about midnight when I was watching that last night. And I thought I'll watch the rest of it with my lunch later on today because I wanted to get the stories sorted. But basically, you go for your newspapers, all on here. And there's a story here, for example, about a new comet, which will come up in the show today. Okay, so you find the story. Then you click this little square thing at the top. And then you click Add to Reading List, right? So you basically create a little list of stories. And there they all are down the side, you see. You can't see them very well there because it's a bit too bright for the camera, the screen. But all the stories I want to read are here today. Look at all those. Sometimes we don't get through them all. And I've only just sort of worked that out. So I'm quite pleased about that. And the first story I wanted to tell you this morning. Oh no, Mandy, have I just told you what's going to happen? Well, there is more in it than that. I'm so sorry. I've just told Mandy that the old woman dies. Miss Dr. McKendrick. I quite like Dr. McKendrick. I quite like her. Yeah, but you know my favourite character in it is Jack Naylor. You know, I know she's only an actress, right? But if I ever need an operation, I want Jack Naylor to do me, please. No mucking around with her. No, and she will take a risk. She'll take a risk to save your life, whereas someone else would I never understand that, you know. Or it's a bit risky. Well, what's going to happen if you don't do it? They die. Well, take the risk then, for God's sake, man. Take the risk. I never understand, you know, people in hospital and, you know, sadly, you know, they haven't got long to go. And there's a sign, you know, kneel by mouth. Why not? They're going to be dead in 2 days. Let them have a bar of blooming chocolate. Dear me, take in chips and pizzas immediately. Kneel by mouth. Not only are you going to die, you're going to die hungry. What's the point of that? God's sake, man. Madness. Madness. Morning to John Glazebrook. Morning, John. Are you working this morning? Ah, there he is. Carl is there. Hello, Kyle. He won the fridge magnet. It's going in the post for you today, Carl, all right? Got your email there, all in there. And Ron is in the house as well. Good morning, Ronnie. Hello to you, sir. Ron I in the house. Scrolling now, darling. Scrolling. Okay, nothing from Fiona this morning. Sorry, Fiona. For some reason, I thought there was an email. Yeah, something. Maybe it was someone else that flashed up in front. Good. And that's it. Oh, I just saw someone put "I sure do" there. Who was that wrote? There you go. Mandy put "I sure do." Reminds me of that excellent song from the 90s. You sure make me feel like loving you. Do you remember that? You Sure Do by Strike. Yes, that was a Chris Reardon DJ classic. Used to play that one a lot at the Black Cap and a place called Reflex I used to DJ at in Putney some years ago. I had a good time DJing. I was very lucky to have so many DJ jobs. I was working every night, actually, in various places throughout the 90s. Yeah, 90s was my DJing time. In the 2000s, the music started changing. I wasn't too keen from it. And my jobs kind of changed. Instead of being clubs, it was mainly bars, and they wouldn't want remixes in bars. Oh, have you got the original that we see on MTV? It was all a bit like that. You had to stop playing remixes and playing just stuff. But that's the nature of DJing. You have to give people what they want. Otherwise, that's it. And I wasn't really enjoying it once we went past 2006. But I carried on, carried on. But the 90s was my time too. I had a fantastic time. Really. People give their right arm for the times I had DJing. Such a wonderful time doing that. Good morning to Terry. Morning to you. Wishing everyone a good morning. There we are. Fiona doesn't want. I don't think I'd want Chris as my doctor. Oh no, we can't be doing any internals on women, darling. I'm sorry. I'm not being sexist, Fiona, but my arm is going nowhere near you. Don't be ringing me if you don't land properly when you've jumped out of one of those planes of yours, my love. God's sake, dear. Oh, Chris, I've fallen on my leg a bit dodgy. Could you come and have a look? No! Get a proper doctor. Jack Naylor from Holby City might be available if you're lucky. That's who me and Mandy want. Mandy, you'd have Jack Naylor work on you, wouldn't you, my love? Good morning to Joey Millen. Morning, Joey. Now, you're a funny lad, aren't you, Joey? Were you playing my quiz last night? Yet the audacity to ask for a raffle ticket. The raffle ticket is for the people that are watching the show, dear. Not for people who randomly just remember, oh, there's a show on, let's ask for a raffle ticket. Are you taking a mick? Bloomin' cheek. And good morning to the delightful LaBelle, your emerald-eyed blueberry of magic. Do you like this? The blueberry of magic. Right, let us carry on, evil ones. There's a comet coming. Now, you may remember, was it last year or the beginning of this year? I kept mentioning this comet that we were supposed to be able to see. Well, I never saw a damn thing. This green-tailed comet. There's another one coming. And according to The Sun, this is even better than the other one. And there's actually a fantastic image here. It says in the story, NASA, Paul and Lou... Oh, just a moment. Paul and Lou, you've just spoilt Casualty. You're not even listening, are you, Paul and Lou? You're not even... What do you mean, Casualty? Tell him, Mandy. Mandy, just tell him. He's not even listening. Did you see what he says there? You've spoilt Casualty. Tell him. I'm not telling him. People that aren't paying for... Now, that Blue Spanner is in great danger of being removed from you. I have to say that. You're not paying full attention to the show at all, Paul and Lou. Tell him, Mandy. Tell him what we're talking about. God's sake. Are you watching other channels at the same time? Are you related to Jason Hughes by any chance? Morning to Michael Lawrence. Hello. Right. Carrying on then. In The Sun this morning, stunning image. NASA has shared, I'll show this to you, has shared a stunning image of a comet looking like it's about to crash into our planet. I think we'd be better off, rather than have this virus killing everyone bit by bit. Why not just have one big comet and get it all over and done with, dear? I'll be all right in my caravan. I'm in full protection against comets in this caravan. Nothing can get me in here. I mean, those birds try and get in here every morning at blooming 6 o'clock, running around on my roof. What are they doing on my roof at 6 o'clock in the morning? That's what I want to know. They like that. You hear that? You're laying in bed, and suddenly you get woken up. No, it's not spiders. It's birds. I hope it's not spiders. They'll be blooming very big spiders if they are. Running along the roof, these birds are. NASA has shared a stunning image of a comet looking like it's about to crash into our planet. Lucky for us, Comet Neowise it's called. Comet Neowise. Now listen very carefully to that. Comet, remember what I said to you about the quiz earlier on? Yeah? Comet Neowise is just heading past Earth at the moment and is becoming more visible as it gets closer. I've got to show you this picture. Look at that. I want to see that. Look at that. Look at that. Wow. Wow. NASA said a comet has suddenly become visible to the unaided eye. Now, it always amazes me. NASA and astronomers looking through their telescopes, right? And they tell us this is going to happen and this is going to happen. And then sometimes, as in the case here, they are surprised by something. They haven't seen this coming, which is always amazes me. Now, the correct name is Comet C2020 F3, but they've nicknamed it, pay attention, Neowise, Neowise. Neowise was discovered in late March and brightened as it reached its closest approach to the Sun inside the orbit of Mercury late last week. The interplanetary iceberg survived solar heating so far and is now becoming closer to the Earth as it starts its long trek back to the outer solar system. Like the outer limits. The outer limits. As Comet Neowise, are you listening to that name? Neowise became one of the few naked-eye comets of the 21st century. Word spread quickly, and the comet has already been photographed behind many famous sites and cities around the globe. There you go. There it is again. Okay, that does look quite big, doesn't it? Now, that picture says to me that you can indeed see this with your naked eye. Can you see that just on the side there? Yeah? NASA added the future brightness of Comet Neowise remains somewhat uncertain, but the comet will likely continue to be findable not only in the early morning sky, but also next week in the early evening sky. The comet is set to reach its closest point to Earth on July the 23rd, so I should be up at the caravan on that date. People have been reporting seeing Neowise with the naked eye, but binoculars will still be useful. Now, I've got a pair of binoculars, which cost me 30 quid. It was one of our viewers, actually, RT, that suggested I buy them. And you can see so much through those. I tell you, I bought them up here. I bought them to come up to the caravan. And when I got here on Monday morning, it was almost a full moon. And you get these binoculars and you look at the moon, you can see the shapes. You can't see them with your naked, it's just blurred, you know. But when you look with binoculars, you can actually see these shapes on the moon, and it looks fantastic. And then you look at the stars, especially the brighter ones, perhaps they're planets, I don't know. But you know when you look up and you say, oh, I just about see that little light up there, and it's a bit blurry. When you look through the binoculars, it's like a sharp light that you're looking at. It's fantastic. Now, the bloke told me when I bought them, you will be able to see nebulas with those. I haven't looked for any of those yet. I was a bit tired, so I looked at the moon quickly. I thought, fantastic, that. And some of the stars. I haven't looked for nebula yet. But I have a pair of binoculars up here. So hopefully I'm going to see the comet on July the 23rd. It should be visible from the northern hemisphere this month, which includes the UK and the US. People have reported seeing Neowise with a naked eye, but binoculars will still be very useful, it says there. Fantastic. Fantastic. So we're very much looking forward to be able to see something like that. I do remember seeing a comet years and years ago. It was about 20 years ago. And you could actually see it from outside my house in Berkshire, and every night I think it must have been in the sky for about 2 weeks, actually. Must have been about 2 weeks, this comet, and every night I'd go out and just stare at this thing. Totally amazed by it, totally amazed there. All right, let's have a little look there. You're chatting to each other there, which is good. One moment, please. Good morning to John Parrish, making a cheesecake this morning. Oh, my nephew's wife made a lovely cheesecake the other day. She gave me 2 bits. There was a blueberry one and a raspberry one. I couldn't eat them both. Absolutely delicious cheesecake. I do like cheesecakes. My mum's watching Holby now, says Scotty. We love Holby. Spiders with hobnail boots on, Chris. That's what you've got on the roof. I hope not, Mandy. They're making an awful lot. They sound like they've got 8 legs. The 8 legs. The 8 legs are going to get us. That's my favourite ever Doctor Who. Was with John Pertwee, who someone emailed us about him. Let's have a look. Dave Holland emailed today, and yesterday John Pertwee would have been 101. He died at 76. I fixed his telephone, actually. He was living in Putney. I didn't see him, unfortunately. He was out. But I did go around to fix his telephone. He lived somewhere in a lovely, beautiful houses in Putney. That's where his house was. But he's no longer with us. He was my favourite Doctor Who, John Pertwee. My favourite series of Doctor Who was Doctor Who Planet of the Spiders with John Pertwee. It's hilarious. It's absolutely hilarious. All these quivering spiders. The trouble is they don't look real. Of course, they did look real as a child. And my favourite spider is the queen spider right at the end, who's in this cave attached to this enormous, very badly made web. And she takes the crystal out of this blue crystal. She's waiting for this blue crystal, sticks it into her own web, and then starts screaming that her head's burning up. And the whole thing explodes. It's great. Oh, please watch that. It's hilarious. Doctor Who, Planet of the Spiders, the one with John Pertwee there. My favourite ever thing there. All right. What else have we got here? Do you ever mow your neighbours' lawns? Is that something you do? I do. And I'm very happy to. I have very good neighbours at my house. I don't have a lawn here up at our Lincolnshire television studio complex. I've just got stones round and a few pots. I've got a little bit of weeding to do today. I've got plenty to do today. And I've got to go and get my gas for another bottle of gas from Sylvie, who is queen of all caravans. Go and see Sylvie later on. Also, got to put the computer back because, of course, the other computer's come back. We're still on the temporary computer at the moment. I'm hoping to reinstall the old computer back into position and have that all up and running up. I thought, well, I won't do it tonight, as in last night, for the simple reason that once I've started, if I run into problems, I would have been up until 4 in the morning because I have to get it fixed. I have to get it sorted. Do you know what I mean? I'm one of those people, if I'm trying to do something, I need to get it finished. And I thought, I don't want to be up till 4 o'clock in the morning. So I'm going to do that, not straight after the show. I'll go and do something else first. Because you can spend too long in front of a computer sometimes. Do you find that? Or looking at your mobile phone. Do you ever look at your phone and think, I don't want to look at this anymore? And you feel compelled to carry on looking at it, don't you? Eh? So I'll do something else. I'll probably go down to Sylvie after this and pay for my gas. And then maybe watch the side of the caravan and then put the computer in like that. Anyway, do you cut your own grass? I don't. Sorry, I do for my neighbour. It says in a Daily Mirror today, and there's some very... the trouble is some people have rows with their neighbours, don't they? If you're one of those people that are not getting on with your neighbour who lives next door, then I feel for you, I really do, because that must be really awful. Because you can't get away. Yeah. It says in the Daily Mirror it can be a fine balancing act to maintain good relationships when it comes to your neighbours. What begins as a small issue over things like noise complaints or shared spaces can lead to years of passive-aggressive behaviour. And it appears one neighbour may have just sparked a titanic battle of back and forth when it comes to their front garden. A Twitter user saw his tweet go mad after posting a photo showing the results of his neighbour's... Oh, why has that jumped forward there? Where's that gone? Oh, I see. Oh, that's interesting. The reading list goes up and... Where's that gone there? Hang on a minute. I've lost it. Come on, where are you? There we go. Showed the results of his neighbour's lawn mowing, writing, next door with top grass banter. Okay? So, I mean, it's just silly, isn't it? He's cut his side of the grass, but not the other. I mean, look at that. How ludicrous is that? It's pathetic. It's petty. It's petty, isn't it? And it's unnecessary. I do my neighbour's grass. Now, he doesn't cut his grass very rarely, but I'm happy to do it. Sometimes he takes my bin out. Sometimes I take his bin out. We do stuff for each other without asking or questioning. You know, his conservatory, right, I don't have a conservatory. His conservatory is right next to my house in the back garden. Now, he cannot get on that roof to brush it off now and again or clear his gutters out, right? He could, once he's knocked on the door, do you mind if we do the roof? And he came through and did it, no problem at all, right? But now, when I cut the hedge, I always, as a matter of course, clean his gutter out. Don't need to ask, don't need to tell him. I just do it. So many people, they won't do anything for anyone else unless it benefits them, will they? It's like, when I go around and pick the rubbish up. Now, why doesn't anyone else do that? I pick the rubbish up around my house back in Berkshire every couple of days. Why does anyone else do that? Oh, it's not mine, I'm not picking it up. I don't understand that mentality. In the Daily Mirror, it says, in the image, the lawn in the front of the two neighbouring properties has been cut on one side, creating a perfect line in the grass where the drain pipe separates the two homes and leaving behind a measly patch of uncut grass no more than a metre wide on one side. The post racked up start going on about likes and things like that. The user who uploaded the photo hilariously added, decided I'm going to leave it where when the grass grows back, I'll mow mine. I will like this game. And that's what he's done there, you see. Let's just show you that picture again. I mean, I see. Yeah, that's better. Look. So you can see how much of the grass But it's just ridiculous. That looks a little bit like my hair cutting, doesn't it? Do you remember when I started cutting my hair the first time I did it? It was all patchy, wasn't it? So I don't know. Do you cut your neighbour's grass or what? Or do you just leave it like that? I mean, oh, I don't know. Maybe the neighbour said to him, don't go anywhere near my grass. I can imagine that as well, can't you? Awful. Let's scroll up. John Parrish remembers the first Doctor Who. William Hartnell, wasn't it? Yeah. William Hartnell, the old black and white days. John Parrish has still got that original television he's got in his caravan. An old black and white 405 line thing, aren't you? Can't understand why he can't get a picture. Every night he turns his old 405 line TV on and wonders why it won't work. They turned the transmitters off about 10 years ago, John. Has no one told you that yet, my love? What are we talking about there? Photos and all that. I don't know what's going on there. Claire! Morning, Claire. Cheesecake, yum. You've just reminded me to submit my weight to my Slimming World group. Morning, Claire. Cheesecake. Oh, which one do you... I prefer the sort of unflavoured one. Not really toffee or chocolate or anything like that. Just a normal vanilla cheesecake. I think they call it New York cheesecake, don't they? Oh, it's delicious. Let me tell you, Claire, I don't know if you've been to the States. When you go to the States and you ask for a piece of cake, you get a piece of cake. Do you know what I mean? Not like going to Starbucks. Oh, I'll have that piece of cake. Yes, thanks very much. That's £2.50, please. And hello, where is it? Hello? It's there in front of you. Where? A little piece of cake, a little bit of plastic film. Honestly. They're so tight in Starbucks, aren't they? The tiniest possible piece of cake they can possibly give you. You know. No, you want to go. We all need to move to America. You get a decent, you order beans on toast. 10 people carry the plate into you and put it in front of you, love. And they make you sit there until you've eaten it all. Oh, yes. Denny's is where you want to go to in America for breakfast. Denny's. Oh, yeah, baby. Stacks of pancake smothered in maple. Is anyone getting hungry? Smothered in maple syrup. And the breakfasts all there laid out in front of you. I never forget, I took my nephew there. We went to Florida about 5 years ago now. The best holiday ever that was. And we went into Denny's one morning. He bought the breakfast. He said, I can't eat all that. I said, eat it! I started eating him until he ate it all. We can't be leaving food, especially if Uncle Chris has just been paid for it. Let's have a look. Good morning to Gary Butler. There's Gary. Oh, have we lost a connection somewhere there? Did you lose me there for a moment or two? How long did I disappear from there? I think you might have lost me there. I don't know. Did you lose me? Maybe you did, maybe you didn't. All looks a bit funny here. Might be having a little bit of a connection issue there. Oh, yes. Yes, we've got some dropped frames there. Can you still hear me? As long as you can still hear me, we can carry on. And that's good. Let's have a look. There you go. Mandy, my son does our elderly neighbour's grass for her. Lovely. Lovely, that's nice. Ron, mow your neighbour's lawn means something more than grass in some parts. Does it really? Surely not. I hope there's no rudeness going on the show today. No rudeness, please. John says our site cuts our grass there. Look at that. Let's just scroll down a little bit there. Claire can't beat vanilla cheesecake. Maybe with toffee ripple through, but no fruit flavours. No. I mean, my nephew's wife, she put little bits of blueberry and raspberries on there, but it wasn't blueberry or raspberry flavoured. It was like vanilla cheesecake. It was blooming lovely. Okay, sometimes here at the caravan, those of you that don't know how it works here, I don't have a wired connection here. It all comes over to 4G, and sometimes it can be a bit iffy, okay? Just stick with it. As long as you can still hear me, we can carry on. It's the picture that tends to go occasionally, okay? You might get a little bit of stuttering now and again, or it could be the computer, I don't know. But as long as you can still hear me, we can carry on there, and that's fine. Mixed thinking of making a cheesecake today. honestly, Mick. Oh, why do I have heart attack? I'm thinking about, actually, Mick, if you could give us the answer to this, please, and it'd be very useful. As I said, I'm going to start writing the current affairs round myself. It's not, because that's not difficult. All I have to do is write down little news stories or little comments from the news that I've watched the whole week, and that can be the current affairs round. And I'm thinking, it came into my head today, perhaps on next Tuesday's quiz, and this will, of course, give you an advantage, Mick Davenport. Next Tuesday's quiz, guess how many times Mick Davenport has had a heart attack and nearly died? Would that be a good question to ask, you think? Could you give me the answer to that? And I might include that in the quiz next Tuesday. And we might do it, to the nearest sort of 10 times. So if it was like 25 times and someone says 32, then I would give them the point. What do you think of that? Is that a good idea or not, my love? Just a suggestion there. Thank you very much for that. Holy, holy. Terry, talking of the United States of America, what happened to Millie? She's still around, Terry. I don't really hear from her anymore. I put a little birthday message on, of course, for her birthday there. But apart from that, no. Oh, what's this here? Anyone heard from Adam the Plumber this morning? I'm concerned of Adam the Plumber. He turned up at the quiz last night, as usual, and mentioned he'd gone to bed and had a 38-degree temperature, and he's got an appointment at the doctor's today at 12 o'clock. And he sounded really rough, and it had come on very suddenly. If you've had the flu before, you'll know. I've had it a few times throughout my life, when literally you're perfectly all right, and then bang, you're ill, like very quickly. That's happened to me a couple of times. Sounds like it's what's happened to him last night, which could be the flu or the other thing. So I'm a little bit worried about my friend Adam at the moment. I do consider him he's probably one of the closest. There's one you could pick the phone up, right, and he'd be there. It's one of those people. Absolutely, he's one of those people. And a little bit concerned about him, but he's got an appointment at 12 o'clock today at the doctor's, which I thought that was a lovely thing to do, really. Make an appointment at 12 o'clock. See, that's how loyal he is. He arranged his appointment so that he could watch the show first. I mean, what more can you ask from a friend, eh? I mean, you lot there, if there's another channel on and they offer you like a £5 voucher, you'd soon be off, wouldn't you? You're like cats, you lot. Something better comes along. That's it. We're off. Bye. I'll be sitting here talking to myself. Probably Claire will still be here because she doesn't need a £5 voucher, Claire, because she's posh. She's got a large mansion, servants, cleaners, butlers, everything. Thank you. Mick needs a lucky bag just for being a lucky bag. What do you find in a lucky bag? Ooh. Is it like, here's the lucky bag? Yeah, you used to get them from the newsagent, didn't you? With sweets and things in. Very nice indeed. Ronnie, have you never been to Greg's? Oh, God, you haven't lived. Forget McDonald's, mate. Hey, you want to go to McDonald's or Burger King or KFC? Greg's is the one. Beautiful things covered in light pastry. Vegan sausage rolls, dead animal sausage rolls, vegan pasties, dead animal pasties, cakes, biscuits, hot soup, sandwiches. Oh, you haven't lived. Where are you, Ron? Are you in the States then? I think you're in the States, aren't you? Well, when you come over here, the first thing you need to do is seek out a Greg's. Absolutely. I'm in full agreement with Jason Hughes on this one. It's the only time I ever been in full agreement with Jason Hughes, but nevertheless. Mick says he's never had a heart attack. Well, it's never too late, Mick. Never too late. So 0 heart attacks. Oh. I don't think I'll bother them with that question. That could be a little bit boring if you haven't even had one. God's sake, man. Never mind. Lots of people wishing Adam okay. I don't know if he's actually with us this morning, but yes, I managed to speak to him after the show last night. He sounded ever so rough, and he was perfectly all right in the morning. Very quick, that's come on. Of course, with that virus thing, most people do recover. They keep telling us that. is it, I don't know, 99 point whatever % of people recover from that virus. When you used to see those numbers in the morning, 800 people, 700 people, it is a lot, right? But as a general percentage of the amount of population, that is actually quite low, if you see what I mean. But it's frightening to see how quickly it travels. Carl does, Greg's, they do a lovely chicken bake. No, it's a dead animal bake. Don't be confused with the meat industries. Oh, it's meat. No, it's not. It's a dead animal, darling. So chicken, dead animal pasty. I tried to give great nephew Harry and great niece Eve a lovely Linda McCartney vegetarian sausage yesterday. No, weren't touching it, were they? Ow, don't want a vegetable one. My brother-in-law's vegetarian now. 6 months now. Congratulations. You want to see the weight he's lost? Him and my sister. And practically couldn't see them. Let's have a look there. John sounds like me. Call you and I'll be there. You and I will make it back. Da 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 da, and you call me, I'll be there. Wonderful song by the lovely Diana Ross. Everyone's wishing Adam well there. He may be on the side, sitting there quietly. I don't know. Anyone had apple turnovers? Amelia Dodd, yes, please, with cream in. Oh, apple. I like apple pies. The best apple pies you get are from the Co-op. Absolute, at £1. I think it might be £1.20 now. A whole apple pie for £1. Or £1.20. Go into Starbucks and try and get an apple pie. I'll have a small piece of apple pie. Thanks very much, that's £15. Thieving people in there. Do you eat fish? No, nothing with a face. Ron I, West Hollywood doesn't have a Greggs. Sounds much better than a McDonald's. It is! Not only that, Ron, the food tastes of something. Oh, Greg's Bakers, you don't know what you're missing. They need to become international. Perhaps I could be head. No, I'm the wrong man for the job. Jason Hughes could be head of Greg's International Services. Opening up Greg's all over the world. You need one in Australia. Michael Pullman, you need one in Melbourne. Yes, they're all locked down now, aren't they? Melbourne is locked down. Just listen to what I've said there. Remember what I said about the quiz on Tuesday? Okay. Melbourne is now locked down. Yes. Lots of people wishing Adam well. I'll pass on the messages. I'll try and ring him again after the show to see how he's doing. But he might be out of it for a little while until he recovers there. Okay. Cops eat donuts. We like donuts. I haven't had one for ages. I was hoping my nephew was going to bring some round yesterday, but nothing appeared, unfortunately. I never met. Is Greg's better than Starbucks? Are you for real? Yes, dear. Yes. The thing is with Starbucks, they can make tea in there. I will say that. You go to America, you won't find a decent cup of tea anywhere except in Starbucks because they make it the same the world over. They must have learnt that from us. Cheese and onion slices from Greg's. Oh, John. I may have to go. I wonder if I can do an Uber Eats from here for Greg's cheese and onion slice and a vegetable pasty. Yes, please. Oh, incidentally, we are able. If there's anyone from Greg's watching, I'm very happy for you to sponsor this show. You can have a little logo in the bottom right-hand corner or something like that. Yeah, Jason. Breakfast brown roll sauce, large hot chocolate. Oh God. Oh, you are. This is fantastic. Michael, any lot news on singing in the pub? No, that will be. There's no way that's happening anytime soon. I can see another lockdown coming at some point. It's particularly in London. I can't see any karaoke coming back before Christmas, if you're lucky. We're out of this for a long time, mate. A long time. John, it was the Jackson 5 that sung I'll Be There. Was it Jackson 5? Thank you. And Mariah Carey had a big hit with it. I remember, John. Thank you, John. I may have to upgrade you, John, from head of medication to head of medication and music. You seem to know your music, John Aitken. I know the reason for that is because you were one of my customers, lovey. Dancing away with a little top off, darling, little sparkly shorts to my tunes when I was top London DJ, Chris Reardon. Yes! Claire, I'll be there. The Jackson 5, lovely song request. Please for later. You and I can't do that for here. That would be really difficult. I might be able to do it when the other computer's back on, Claire. Don't know yet. Egg custard pie. Yes, I've tried that, George Bond. Very nice as well. Mandy says Jackson 5 there. Maine has Greg's. Not sure if it's the same chain. I doubt that very much. I've been to Maine, Ron. I've been to Maine. What a beautiful part of the world. I went with the Scouts in 1979 on a Scout jamboree. We were supposed to go to Iran, but there was lots of troubles there, so they sent us to America instead. We went to New York, Boston and Maine. And we were at the Maine High Adventure Park Experience, Maine National High Adventure place, a Scout place. We went 50 miles hiking and canoeing. And we had tents and we were out for about a week doing this thing on lakes and some blooming rough lakes as well there was, especially one particular day, and the waves were crashing away and we were out in our canoes. It was a fantastic... I didn't appreciate it that much at the time, to be honest. I don't know why, but years later I had a wonderful time. I've actually got some of it on a film. We were talking about Super 8 films the other day because I've given my nephew an old projector to play with. He's going to do one of his shows, to probably take it apart or something like that. But I do have a film, a Super 8 film, you know, of my, there's no sound on it, of my experience there, which I must send off at some point to one of those companies that convert them onto a either a DVD or a memory stick or something like that. But beautiful. And I've always said I would go back there at some point to Maine. Such a wonderful place. There he is. Adam the Plumber is in the house. Adam the Plumber is with us. Good morning, Adam. Look, they're all wishing you well there, Adam. All right, there he is. He's got his test at 12 o'clock. You must have just joined us there, I would guess, Adam. But I was telling them that, you know, you are so loyal that you arranged your doctor's appointment for after the show finishes. I mean, you can't wish for much more loyalty than that, can you? He's got a COVID-19. Was it COVID-29? No, I can't remember now. A virus. He's got a virus test today at 12 o'clock. Fingers crossed for you there, Adam. Feel free to chat to Adam while you're all there, boys and girls. And that would be a nice little thing to do there. All right. John, I've never worn sparkly shorts. I'm not Kylie. Oh, something was flashing away in that dark room, John. I don't know what it was, my love. It is nearly pills time. Thank you very much. 5 minutes ago. A little bit early. Little bit early. It may be, John, that if I have my pills 5 minutes before my due time, I may overdose. We don't want to do any overdosing on here. Michael Pullman, Melbourne is locked down. All those people put in hotel isolation. Then guards were sleeping with people in isolation. Oh, guards. Are there some available then? I'm available to sleep with a guard. And after the 14 days of not taking the test and walking freely. Madness, isn't it, eh? Madness. Good. Let's just check your... there's no... I don't think there's any text. Oh, there's Maureen. Good morning to Maureen. Maureen. Oh, thank you, Mark, for that lovely message that you sent 35 minutes ago. How lovely. Okay, private message there. Oh, that's good. And other good news, gang. It's all happening. I've got my computer repaired. I've got the stuff on the windows. My shed. The bloke contacted me for the shed with another quote, which was £1,000 less than the other one. And I've given the go-ahead, and they're going to start Monday and do my shed. How fantastic is that? It's all happening, dear. Everything is getting done now. Because there was a period last week where things kept going wrong. Oh, God. And no one's coming back to me and this, that, and the other. It's all getting done now. The shed is being repaired on Monday. So I will be going back down south probably on Saturday night. Not too late. I'll probably leave here about 7 or 8 o'clock at night, and I'll be home by midnight. So we're in place for the bingo. All right. Good. Jason Hughes says, good morning to you, Maureen, as well. Okay, he's just put a little message up there. Maureen can't be in the chat box. She watches on the television. The only way she can contact the show is through text message. And I usually like to have this a little bit closer to me there. But I do miss it sometimes, unfortunately, the messages on there. Unless I look. I need to find another little place for that, really, so I can see it flash up in front of me there. Right, let's do some more stories for you. I've got so many little stories for you there. Now, oh, I don't want to read all of this out because it might make you feel sick. Mortified man leaves unfortunate stains at date's flat and sends hilarious plea for help. Wait till you hear what he did. A man woke up to discover he had left some embarrassing marks on his date's bedsheets. Has seen desperate texts for help go viral after the exchange was shared on Twitter. The man, known only as Kevin, has stayed overnight at a woman's house and woke up the next morning only to discover he had left some pretty noticeable POO, little brown stain, on her white bedding. Oh my God, how do you do that? How does that happen? The 26-year-old from Dublin, hello Dublin, I used to work on directory, I was an operator on the phones, just a minute. And in those days, you had to put calls through to Ireland. You couldn't dial them yourself. I used to come through to the operator. Oh, could I place a call to Dublin, please? Yes, sir. You put it right in. And you go through to, and me as a British operator would go through to Dublin. This was in the days of when we had a bit of trouble with the IRA, right? So we used to go through, hello, Dublin. Oh, hello, it's Kingston here. And they'd say, oh, Kingston where? Kingston, Barbados. Okay, yes, can I help you? Because if we said Kingston, England, they used to cut us off. The Dublin operators. That's no word of a lie. We had to pretend we were from Kingston, Jamaica. I mean, the fact that we didn't have an accent was neither here nor there. Hello, is that Dublin? Yes, is Kingston here? Oh, which Kingston are you, please? Kingston, England. And it would just go click and they'd cut you off. How mad is that? Anyway, this 26-year-old was from Dublin, knew he needed to find a solution fast and because he had an accident on the sheet, and messaged his friend Levi for some help. Explaining the situation, Kevin wrote, had a dirty whiskey, and that's all I'm saying now. I don't want to go further than that because it might make you feel a bit sick. Levi advised him to get out and delete her off everything, like the social media and all that business. Kevin revealed he was currently stuck, sitting next to her, unable to move, as his leg was covering the stain. How awful. A later update read, smell starting to become noticeable. Think I'm going to make an escape soon. However, the woman left the room to go to the bathroom. He seized his opportunity, flipped the bedsheet so the mark was on her side. As well as spilling some beer on the area for good measure. His mate made the getaway before she could notice, and maybe somewhat unsurprisingly, the pair haven't spoken since the incident. What an awful thing to do. And very unfortunate to do something like that, isn't it, eh? God, how dreadful. Dreadful. Let's just scroll up a little bit there. No, how big is the shed? It's very large. It's a lean-to, and it's not something you bought in a shop. The bloke before me 25 years ago built this. It's still quite solid, except the roof has gone again, and it's a plastic roof. It's the second time it's gone, but this time I've decided to have wood planks put up and felt and that. Now, regular viewers of the show will know I cannot do DIY. I'm completely useless at it. Literally. Even so much as drilling a hole in the wall. You may well laugh, but I very much doubt you could sit in a little room on your own and talk for 2 hours, which is what I can do. You can't do that, can you? No, you can't. You might try, and it may look really terrible, but I'm sure some of you can put shelves up and things like that. It's not my thing. It's just not my thing. So I have to pay someone to come and do things. It's as simple as that. You know, luckily when I'm at the caravan, nieces and nephews and brother-in-laws and sisters look after you doing these things, and like to think that sometimes I can do things for them, which is very limited, but I can take them out for dinners and things like that. So that's my kind of payback. Do you see what I mean? When I'm down at the house, I have to find someone to do things. It's as simple as that. So I found someone to do my roof, and it's not as simple as it looks because I want wood up now and not these useless plastic corrugated things which go brittle. It involves removing that. There's a rotten part as well that has to be replaced. There's guttering that has to be replaced, and felt has to be put on. And the total cost for that was about 1,600 altogether, which may sound expensive to you as a bloke. I'm sure one or two of you out there can probably do the same job for £100 for all the bits and pieces. I can't do that. Can't do it. So I'm stuck really, and I just have to go and pay someone, and that's all there is to it. Fortunately, I am able to do that. So perhaps the Lord above says, well, he can't do anything, so let's give him a bit of cash so he can pay people to do it. You know? And that's how it is. Hang on a minute. It's peel time, boys and girls. That's how it is. So how big is it? The lean-to is it's the entire length of the house and about 8 feet wide. 8 or 9 feet wide, I'd say. And it goes like that. And the plastic bit on the top all needs replacing. To do that, to put the wood in, they've also got to put new joists on. I think the thing to hold the roof up, extra ones of those down there. And they've got to put a new door on as well. That's all gone rotten. But the main part of it is all solid still. So that's all right. So that's what I'm having done there. Let's just scroll down a little bit there. Thank you, John. Taking my pills now. Michael Polman says it's disgusting. Yes, it is. It is disgusting. Awful. Awful. There we are. Right. How about snakes? Do you like snakes? Here's an Australian story. I expect Michael Polman's heard this already. Australian man Jimmy was clocked by Queensland police, reaching speeds of 123 kilometres an hour at 76 mile an hour, as he fought off a venomous snake. Trust in me, trust in me, close your eyes. There. Did you see that snake swallowing that rat whole? Horrible things, snakes, aren't they? But they're so sad. They've got no arms. Poor little snakes. No arms or legs. Poor little snakes. He fought off a venomous snake using only a knife and a seatbelt, but he was driving along. A driver pulled over by police for speeding was let off. When it emerged, he was actually trying to fight a snake while driving. Oh my God, he was fighting off the reptile with a knife and a seatbelt when officers flagged him down. Stunned officers who stopped the vehicle at the roadside in the northern state of Queensland, which is a lovely part of the world, although you don't want to be in there in the summer. It's so humid and hot, it's unbelievable. Anyway, they were confronted with the sight of a panicked knife-wielding driver. In a video showing the drama, Jimmy leans out the window of his car to explain his predicament. He tells officers he's worried he may have been bitten by a venomous snake lurking in his ute. A ute is Australian slang for utility vehicle, a car with an open tray at the rear. Jimmy fought off the reptile with a knife and a seatbelt while he was driving, but was unable to slow down and was clocked doing 76 mile an hour, which doesn't sound particularly fast to me, to be honest. He tells the officer he was bitten by a brown snake or a tiger snake which crawled into his car. It was the oot with me. It was in the oot with me. I think it's bitten me. Jimmy looking frantic adds, you can feel my heart, mate. The surprised cop asks, you found a snake in your car. He then moves to the back of the vehicle where a bleeding brown-coloured snake is lying across the tray on top of some sacks. Oh, that one, the cop says, gesturing at the reptile laying bleeding in the tray. The officer immediately calls for an ambulance, worrying it could be a deadly species. Do you want to see this? Oh, it's horrible coloured brown. Oh. Funny snake blood. Is it like yellow? Can you see that? Snake blood looks like it's yellow. Ronai says a snake would make me stop, not go faster. Mandy loves snakes. No, she loves whips, dear. She loves wicks. Snakes are harmless. Very good, John. Very good. Jimmy explains the snake wriggled into his car through the gear stick. Wow, up there and tightly coiled itself around his legs. The more I move my legs, it's pretty big, it just started to wrap around me. Its head just started striking at my chair between my legs. Oh, they're horrible things, aren't they? So I don't know what I dislike more, snakes or spiders. You know I'm not a fan of spiders. No, not really. Not really. Another story in the Daily Mirror here. Caravan holidays in the UK, you know I support those big time. But it has to be said, British holiday companies take the mick at certain times of the year. If you try and book a caravan in August, I was going to say in Australia, in August, you would be shocked at some of the costs it costs you to hire a caravan in sort of August. £1,000 is not unheard of in Haven Holidays. That same caravan costs me about £150, £160, you know, in sort of March, April, May. Unless it's like the Easter holidays, where again it shoots up to like £1,000. Fiona says, I'd die if a snake come near me. Always carry a knife. Oh no, actually no, don't. That's illegal. Don't do that, for God's sake. Mick Davenport hates snakes, doesn't mind spiders. I'll get you a tarantula for your birthday then. It's an Eastern brown. It would have been dead in no time. There you go. Michael Pullman knows. Michael probably eats. He barbecues steaks. Do you barbecue steaks, Michael? Carl is petrified of snakes. Doesn't mind spiders. So in the Daily Mirror, exclusive. Two people here believe they and children Layla and Riyadh are one of the first British families to brave a post-lockdown trip abroad. A mum was yesterday enjoying a sunshine family in Spain for half the price of a caravan break in the UK. You see, I do feel... I mean, we don't know how much these places cost to run or anything like that, but holidays in the UK can be horrendously expensive. And it's actually cheap to go abroad. That being said, you don't have to queue up at airports or do any of that rubbish, do you? You know? It says they booked an 11-night trip to the Costa Dorada after being quoted £1,000. There you go. £1,000 for a 5-night stay at a caravan in Cornwall. The couple believe they and children are the first British families to brave a post-lockdown trip. The resort they are staying in is almost completely deserted, meaning social distancing is no problem. Yeah, but they've still had to fly there on the plane. I know they've had masks and that, but I'd feel very uncomfortable about that. Some people don't. They're quite happy to sit on the... My sisters will go on straight on the plane as soon as they can go to Cyprus. She's not bothered. I am. It's just one of those things, isn't it? It says there were a lot of couples on the plane, but we were the only family. There you go. Cabin fever had been building throughout lockdown, so we just wanted to get out and escape and break the routine. They say Spain feels like a different world and the beach is completely empty. It's so lovely to be away as family, and being somewhere different have given us all a huge boost. And they've all got masks on. The little one hasn't got masks on. Oh, there you go. They've all got masks on there. This is in the sun this morning. I don't know. Are you happy getting on a plane at the moment? Does that bother you at all? They said East Midlands Airport was almost empty when they flew out on Monday. And the staff at Reus Airport near Barcelona, told them they were first tourist flight to have arrived. They were a bit apprehensive about the virus risk, so masks throughout the journey. So good. The airport's like a ghost town. Sanitising dispensers everywhere when they got to Spain. They say they felt safer travelling than I do shopping at my local Aldi because the plane and the airport was so empty. Well, it depends when you go to Aldi. I go late at night, you see. So there we are. The June... where are we? They had to cancel a holiday. What's the price? Well, I think they said it was half the price. Did they say that? Here we go, yes. The accommodation cost £1,000 for 11 nights. Now, remember, they've already been quoted 5 nights at a caravan site in Cornwall, £1,000. Well, the accommodation for Spain cost £1,000 for 11 nights, which is very good. I mean, how much is that? That's like It's about £100 a night. Accommodation, £1,000 for 11 nights, while the flights were a further £200. Altogether, that is. Altogether. It's not bad at all. Landed in Spain on Monday afternoon before transferring to the coastal resort of Saulo. She says, I would love to put back into the UK economy, but it was actually cheaper for us to go aboard for longer. So, I mean, that's fair comment, isn't it? That's fair comment. You know, I do think British places sometimes shoot themselves in the foot when it comes to that sort of thing. As I say, they charge so much to go on places like that. It's just madness, isn't it? Madness. On the subject of snakes, Michael said snakes are protected in Australia and you're not meant to harm them. Well, unless they attack you. Unless they're trying to eat you, of course. Is there any truth? Michael, you know when you... I mean, I always thought if you cut a snake in half, the other half would grow another head very quickly. That's not real, is it? Is that just something I've seen in a Disney film? I don't know. Get a touring caravan, says Park Nest. Cheaper than a static. Well, it depends what site you're on, Park Nest. My ground rent here is like $14.50 a year. That includes water. That's all it is here. All the rates and that are all included. Unlike John Parrish, unfortunately, he's on a site where he's blooming charged for everything. But it's just a bit unfortunate, that is. Did you decide what you're going to do, John? Are you going to stay there after the season or what? Have you kind of slid into it and just accepted the charges there? Mandy loves snakes, lizards, rats, mice and bats. Well, don't be eating bats, Mandy. That's really not a good idea, my love. Show me a spider. I'm like the Roadrunner on speed. Oh, dear. Oh, is it worms that grow other heads? I thought it was snakes. Very frightening. Ever been to an Airbnb? A lot of people rent their places out, don't they, now, as Airbnbs? I just couldn't have someone I don't know stay in my house. I mean, I really like people that I do know staying in my house. I don't think I could share a house with anyone again. You're on your own for so long, and then you just become, someone else would perhaps move in if I was lucky enough to find someone in my sad, lonely, pathetic life, and they'd come in and I know what it would be like. Oh, they haven't cleaned the sink out, or the telly's too loud, or something like that. It'd just be like that. I do think that those of you that have been on for your own for a long time, can you see actually, you might like to be with someone, but would that work anymore? I think after a long period of time, it doesn't work anymore. Anyway, this rapper, funny name, Ponce, Ponce. That's his name. Rapper Ponce de Leon. Never heard of him. Has shared footage seriously, that's his name. Rapper Ponce de Leon has shared footage from a nightmare luxury Airbnb after arriving to find 2 drug users in the apartment. Blimey, can you just imagine that? Booking a holiday, you paid your flight, you've got there, and you open the door and there's drug users in the place. The artist paid $62.18 for the single room in Los Angeles, which was littered with drug paraphernalia. I suppose that's like little injection things and all that, when he arrived on Sunday night. Shocking footage shows the rapper walking through the Airbnb with needles and pipes on every worktop. And this is in the Daily Mail. Just about to see that there. Look, needles and everything. Oh, they frighten me, needles. They frighten me, syringes. I don't like them. He took to Twitter to share videos of this discovery and made Airbnb aware of what he found. Have you done it? Anyone done Airbnb here? Was it okay? He said, I just checked into my Airbnb and I found needles, pipes, pills and a heroin addict hiding in the bathroom. That's awful. The apartment apparently had no working lock on the door, and Ponce it's unbelievable that naming it. Ponce quickly called the owner to come and evict the unexpected guests. After persuading the 2 men to leave, the owner reportedly cleared up the needles and offered Ponce the apartment anyway. Well, I wouldn't be staying there. I'd go straight back home. I wouldn't want to stay there. He says, I found a crackhead hiding in the bathroom and another locked in the second room. He kicked one out, cleaned up all the needles and offered to let me stay in the crack house. I don't think so. I wouldn't be staying somewhere like that, would you? You don't know if they're going to turn up again, do you? That's the trouble. No, not a good idea. Not a good idea. Fran, it's like a chicken when its head gets cut off. It still runs around. Yes, it does, doesn't it? Headless chickens. See a few of those running around in my lifetime, dear. All right, Ronai, Airbnbs are great. Make lots of noise, never clean up. It's like being a teen for a weekend. Oh, dear. John says he's not frightened of needles. Yes, if you say so, John. Now, we could all be getting vouchers today. We might all be getting vouchers today. It's our mate Rishi. Rishi is our Chancellor here in the UK. He looks after the cash. Not my cash, but other people. He looks after the country's cash. Rishi. And I think he's blooming good at his job as well. He could announce a bumper package today in the Sun of measures in his mini budgets in the House of Commons. Among them are 2 potential voucher schemes where British people could receive this is not taken, as promise here. This might happen today. I believe I believe it's at 12:30, the mini budget. Among them are 2 potential voucher schemes where British people could receive £5,000 to spend on making their homes more environmentally friendly and £500 for high street shopping. It says the government is planning to launch its Green Homes Grant Scheme. And we had one of these before in September. We mentioned this on the show yesterday. Now, what can this voucher be spent on? It says the cash can be spent on a range of environmentally friendly additions to your home. This includes loft, wall and floor insulation, eco-friendly boilers. Now, you remember we were talking about that? Because gas boilers, I think someone said that these are going to be phased out. Gas boilers to be replaced by the air source heat pumps, which are electric. And the idea, you could be saying, oh, well, that's more expensive. Well, and other people would say, well, the electricity, yeah, but it's being made by oil and that. At the moment, yes. But eventually we'll have more and more windmills, more and more solar panels, and eventually all this fossil fuel will be got rid of. And then we'll be ready. But there's a changeover period. Let's get these people to, but coal places make the electric. Oil makes you electric. Gas makes you... Yes, it does still make the majority of it. And nuclear. Right? But wind, we're getting more and more wind. You'd be surprised at the amount of electricity that this country now makes with wind power. Oh, what if the wind stops blowing? Well, we've still got the solar. We've still got the solar. We've got water. And it's not one thing. With renewable energy, it's not one thing that's going to provide us with the electric. It's lots of things working together. Yeah? So at the moment, yes, most of the electric is still done by gas and that. We are now having days where they don't use any coal at all. There was one particular day a couple of weeks ago where I think the wind overtook all the fossil fuel power. So it's coming along. You go around the country and see these wonderful, I think they're wonderful, these wonderful structures of great big windmills out in the middle of the sea and that sort of thing. It's fine. Listen. Can you hear that? That's the... It's the spiders with the hobnail boots on again. Running across. They're trying to eat me. But eventually, we'll have more windmills. We'll have more solar. We'll have more hydroelectric. And that will then provide the electricity. And then we'll all be set up. You'll have your ground source or air source heat pumps chucking out this, all made from renewable energy. So it's coming, but it takes a while to change over. And people are just so full of their conspiracy theories. I get on my bleeding nerves, people. So you'll be able to spend it on eco-friendly boilers, heat pumps, which is what I've got one of those here in the caravan, a heat pump. It gives me cold air and hot air. Double or triple glazed windows, you'll be able to get some of those. Low energy lighting and energy efficient doors. He told Business Secretary Alok told the BBC on July the 7th that British people will be able to access a website from September which will advertise various options for making their homes more energy efficient. And I'm into all that stuff big time. All the renewable. I've got solar panels up at the house, and they're fantastic. They're fantastic. You don't have to do anything. You clean them. Well, a lot of people don't even bother cleaning them. I get mine cleaned once a year, my solar panels. My lovely window cleaner does that. All right. There we go. Also, we might get a £500 voucher. Rishi, the great Rishi. We like Rishi. I like him. He's not bad looking either, is he, Rishi? He looks very tall. Is he very tall, Rishi? He's been asked to give adults £500 and children £250. Well, that'd go on sweets and McDonald's, wouldn't it? In vouchers to spend in shops badly hit by the lockdown. The proposal has been made to the Chancellor by the Resolution Foundation in a bid to support struggling firms and stimulate consumer spending. The think tank claims the scheme can help drive shopping in stores and would deliver a £30 billion stimulus for the retail and hospitality sectors. But the Treasury has yet to confirm if the £500 scheme will go ahead, as it's just a suggestion. But, I mean, I don't know. Given, you know that what will happen with that £500 with some people. We mentioned this on the show yesterday, you know. Yeah, they may not be able to spend it directly on drink and drugs. Right? But they would say to their neighbour, oh, I've got a £500 voucher here. Give us a couple of £100, you can have this. You give them £200 cash, you get the £500 voucher. They go and buy some more alcohol. That's how I feel about it. I think that would be a mistake, giving out the £500. I really do. And where's all this money coming from? More borrowing. Far too much borrowing. You have to borrow so much money, I suppose, really? He's also talking about a stamp duty holiday. Okay? On the larger properties, I think you've already got a free stamp duty on properties below the value of £125,000. That sound about right to anyone? Anyway, other measures could be announced in a mini-budget by Mr Sunak. Would include a cut on VAT for pubs and restaurants to help protect jobs in the hard-hit hospitality industry. I think they need that one. Plans are also being discussed for a new apprenticeship scheme. Excellent for young people apprenticeships. I think young people are far better to take an apprenticeship than to go to university. That's my own opinion of that. Unless, as I said right at the beginning of the show, you want to be a brain surgeon, someone like that, we need a lot of knowledge, then you need to go to university. If you're going to university just for the life of being in a university and you're going to come out the other end and you don't really care what you're going to do, then you're wasting your time and your money going to uni. You really are. Apprenticeships, great. My younger nephew, Jimmy, did an apprenticeship fixing cars and now he earns good money doing that. Oh, my light's gone out. That happened yesterday, didn't it? My battery's gone on the light. Dear. Shall I get another battery or what? Or are you happy with that? Are we a bit dark now? We're going to finish anyway. Let's just carry on. We're going to finish soon anyway. Let's turn that light on 1 minute. See if that makes a difference. That made a bit of a difference. A little bit of a difference. My head might shine a bit now. I want to get another light. But they're not over expensive, but I've spent enough to this, especially with the shed coming. I've had to go into my savings to get the shed finished, unfortunately. It also says British people could be set for a stamp duty holiday in a bid to boost housing market. Temporary measure would remove the tax on the purchase of homes up to the value of £500,000 to help those most in need. That would save an awful lot of people an awful lot of money. The Treasury hopes that the possible stamp duty holiday will breathe life into the property market after it effectively froze during lockdown, with viewings, sales and moves suspended. So there we are. That's all the news there, my darlings in the sun. Okay. What else have we got here? Let's just scroll up a little bit here. Where are we now? Scrolling up. Let's just scroll up there. Bum bum bum. Sherry, good morning, Sherry. There's Sherry. She does her own cooking channel. Have a look at that. Sherry DMP is her channel there. Sherry GMP. Shows you how to do wonderful cooking things. Thank you, Sherry. All right. Good morning to Heidi Young. Morning, Heidi. Late to the party this morning. Pesky garage sale bargain hunters. Are they driving you mad, my love? It's a garage sale. What have you bought? Anything? Scrolling down there, my loves. LED lights are the way forward. I've got them. They are LED lights, mate. Oh, you mean in houses and things like that? Yeah, you're quite right. I've got LED. All my lights are LED lights. I swapped them all over and, as soon as they came out. I'm looking very dark. Let me get another battery. Just a minute now. That's not working for me at all. I'll just get another battery. These are the batteries. They last about 2 shows usually. But the shows have got a bit long. That's the trouble. 1 minute. Sorry? That's really interesting, yeah? Charging. Looks dreadful. Looks like I've disappeared into a black hole, dear. I wouldn't mind, but that comet's nowhere near yet, is it? Let's turn that back on. There we are. That's better. Just give me the light. Just give me the light. It's a dreadful song that was, wasn't it? Just give me the light. Heidi thinks the £500, yes, it's a waste of taxpayers' money that will be abused. Is the country not on its arse enough without more money being wasted? I absolutely agree, Heidi. I mean, £500, you know, I'd take the 500. I'd do something with it decent. I don't know what I'd buy with 500. What do I want? I mean, I need my shed repaired. Whether or not I could spend it on that, I don't know. But you know, I think you can. I think it was mentioned that you could use it in the hospitality industry, so you could go on holiday or something with that. Well, I mean, or maybe, you know, book an afternoon tea in a hotel. That's what I'd do. Except I wouldn't go into a hotel at the moment. You know what? You know, I'm really on the cautious side of all this rubbish going on at the moment. There we are. There was no. I mentioned the quiz earlier on, Gary. Well, you weren't with us early on. I'm going to start writing the current affair round myself. Oh, we've got a super chat coming there. Little super chat just coming in there from Mr. Christopher Woodhouse. How generous of you this morning, Christopher. Just a moment. I do have my little jingles with us here, although they're not as easy to play as I don't have the same program here. Just a moment. Where's super chat jingle? Here we go. Here we go. There you go. Thank you, Chris. I'll give you free. He's trying to win a fridge magnet, aren't you, darling? Where is it? Here it is. That's our super chat prize on Thursday. What day is it today? Oh, it's Wednesday, isn't it? Also, it's tomorrow. Super chat raffle is tomorrow. Okay. Every time you send me £1 super chat as a tip, I'll give you a free raffle ticket for that. And Chris now gets 5, not 1, not 2, not 3, not 4, but 5 free raffle tickets. Thank you, Chris. If only I could find the tickets. There they are, the pink ones. Pink raffle tickets for little Chrissy baby. 5 for you there, Chris. 734, 735, 736, 737, and it's 738. No relation to the aircraft. Thank you very much, Chris. There you are. 1 moment, please. Connecting to mainframe. Chris Wood. I'll put you down as Chris Wood just to save time, Chris. All right. We know who you are, my love. Chris Wood. Chris Wood. Oh, the noises have started now. Sorry, Claire. Claire doesn't like my noises. They are, Chris. Some tickets for you there, darling. All right. See if you can win the fridge magnet tomorrow. There's a few people bought those. The tickets this week are coming live from an NHS carrier bag. Got my last lot of pills in. There you go. There you go. All right. There you go. Mick Davenport will probably get that when I say... Oh, Mick Davenport sent a photo in. Mick Davenport's mug has arrived. He won the mug at the bingo. He won the mug at the bingo. Where's that picture? Let me show you. It arrived, and he was moaning. Of course he was moaning. Always moaning. Look. So there's the mug that was sent. And can you see there? Oh, reconnection. Are we running out? We might be running out of connections there. Are we back yet? Stay with it, gang. And we're back on air. There we go. There we go. Little internet. We're having a little bit of an internet issue here. We got disconnected for a while there, but we're still here. Still here just about. Stick with it, gang. Stick with it. Worry not. Okay, I can actually see there when we're cut off. Yeah, Mick Davenport moaning about all the rubbish there. Did you hear that? Oh, you've sent all your rubbish with it. Well, of course I did. To protect it. You'd soon moan if it was smashed into 1,000 pieces. There's no pleasing some people. I don't know if you heard the email. Let's just read it again. Mick writes in the email, "Hi, Chris." And you saw the picture there, didn't you? Did you? I'll put the picture back up just in case you missed that. I'm not sure where we cut out. There you go. That's how I sent it. There's the mug. Perfect. And there's some of the rubbish on the right-hand side surrounding the mug to keep it protected. What a miserable git he is. Mandy! Mick moaning that he had rubbish sent with the mug. Thank you. 3 lashes for Mick this morning. Hi, Chris. Just letting you know that the mug has arrived. Rubbish with it. How rude. Well, the rubbish was there to keep the mug protected from damage. Oh, people, they're just never happy, are they, people? Never happy. Chris, did you get your numbers all right then, or did we get cut off while that was happening there? Oh, it's okay. Clara said I can make the noises if they make me happy. Thank you. Morning to Yin Lin. Yin Lai. Good morning, Yin Lin. Okay. Yep, sorry, we did get cut off for a little while there, but we're there. Ron I's leaving us then. There we go, good morning. Right, it's 2:30 a.m. Going to bed. Good night, Ron I. Good night, Ron. Good night, Ron I. It's time to go to bed. Blah, 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 blah. Heidi is selling everything. Oh, Heidi. There's quite a few caravans for sale at the moment. Actually, there's about 3 on the board round the corner there, Heidi. When are you coming, Heidi? When are you coming back to the United Kingdom? Fiona says Rishi needs to be quick with the vouchers so you can sort out your light. Yeah, actually, yes. I could buy one of those. You get these circular lights. Apparently, they're better than the square ones. And I would get a plug-in one. I'm fed up charging batteries. There's 3 lights in here. And I have to charge these blooming batteries up at the end of every blooming show. Well, every 2 shows it is usually I have to charge them out. Try aerosol batteries from Lidl. I don't know what they are. These are big, thick batteries. They're not normal batteries on their Park Nest. Heidi, can you spend them in Weatherspoons? Hope they are issued after I return. I bet you'll miss out. We're getting them tomorrow, Heidi. Unlucky, darling. The meter run out of money. No, they have to be charged. They do have to be charged, these lights here. Right, let's just scroll back to the bottom there. I think we're nearly done this evening. We've done all the stories. I had some more stories here. I'll do one more story and then we'll do the raffle tickets, all right? Don't try and pose for things with wild animals. It usually doesn't end up very well. And there's a story in The Sun this morning of a lady that tried to pose with a bear. I kid you not. She tried to pose with a bear. Unfortunately, this story is not coming up on here for some... There it is. There it is. Woman, here we go. This is the terrifying moment a woman dices with death as she foolishly tries to pose for a photo with a giant bear. Oh, my God. And look, this bear has lunged at her. Of course it has. You see, the bear doesn't see you as someone wanting your photo taken with it. It sees you as dinner. It sees you as dinner. She says, however, instead of getting a memorable snap, she is forced to run for her life when the camera-shy beast suddenly lunges at her. The nail-biting... Well, you know what animals are like. Look at cats. Cats. You think they're all soft and fluffy and loving, and there they are on your lap, and you're stroking it gently, and suddenly the thing turns around and bites your finger. Why do they do that? That's what animals do. The nail-biting incident was caught on camera in Romania at the end of last month. A video clip shows the woman's car pulling over to the side of the road as people in the car behind film the dramatic scene. She then approaches the lone wild bear and appears to try and give it some food. The unnamed woman is seen walking up to the beast, seemingly with something in her right hand. Those recording her can be heard saying, "I have to film it. Look how she's holding her hand, stupid girl." The bear then suddenly turns on the woman, who turns and sprints for her life back towards... Because they can run, those bears. Fortunately for her, the bear stops after its initial charge as the people recorded gasp in shock. I'm doing a gasp. Oh, dear. Oh, how awful. So please don't, there's the bear. I mean, why would you want to have your... I'm not being funny. Would you stand next to that bear and try and have your picture taken with it? That's mad, isn't it? Mad. Right. There's all our stories today. Okay, gang? Who wants a raffle ticket today? If you want a raffle ticket for Monday's raffle, say ticket please or something like that there. And while I'm waiting, I'll just go back. Yeah, Heidi's going to hand her keys over on August the 1st. Going to West Coast here to our holiday cottage. You've got houses all over the blooming place, Heidi. Dear me, she's got more property than me. That is saying something, dear. She's going to chill and then heading back to the UK about August the 14th. So, okay, so still some time to wait for you. I'll put try and remember to put a little welcome message up. I'll get Silver to stand at the signpost and wave as you come through. We've just had the barrier repaired. It looks like someone smashed it. Dear me. That barrier must cost them a fortune to keep that maintained. It really must. It's always going wrong, that thing, isn't it? Yin says she likes bear. She likes bear. What to eat? Is that to eat? Yeah, hang on. I've got my tickets. Right, they're all going in here. Right, let's do these tickets. I just pull a few out. Please only ask once for your ticket, or there will be pain and suffering, and barred from future raffles. Sometimes I give people a chance on that. Oh, there's a piece of crisp here. Look, there's a piece of a crisp there. Oh, the 666 is here. Who's going to get the devil's own number? Right, let me just get my tickets ready. Ready. Ready, steady, go! Maureen, 642 for Maureen. Fiona wouldn't stand by the bear. No, I wouldn't either, mate. Two right. Mick Davenport, 643. Fran Green, 644. Daniel Holmes, 645. Michael Lawrence, 646. Claire L, 647. Kyle, can I just call you Kyle? Is that all right? Kyle Santos, is that okay? If not, say so. 648. Diane Jebb, morning Diane, 649. Mari Lowe, 650. Joe Woodruff, 651. Let me just get another ticket running. 651 for the lovely Joe. All right, Joe. I hope you'll find the current affairs round easier next week, because I'm going to write it myself. All right. I'll keep an eye on the news stories. I'll just write it during the week off the news programmes on the telly. Choose questions out of that, you know. Could be anything. Could be anything at all. And you'll pick up clues each morning, because I will have taken the story out and used some of them on the show, you know. Yeah. I mean, no clues today. I mean, how old is the Queen, for example? Joe Woodrow, thank you. You could look up the answers before then. 651 is for Joe Woodruff. Where do we get to? There's our lovely Sherry and her cooking channel. Sherry DMP is 652, Sherry. Chris Woodhouse, 653. Tony King, 654. Jason Hughes, 655. The bear incident would have been a contender for the Darwin Award. I don't know what that is, mate. Don't know what that is. Heidi didn't leave when she knew I was living here, John. Rude man. What a rude man. Hang on a minute, let me scroll up. Well, I've lost that now. John Parrish, where is that? Fiona. Okay, ticket please for John Aitken, head of medication and music on this channel. Very important job, head of music. John Aitken, 656 for John. Kyle is fine, Chris. Thank you, Kyle. Excellent. I like that name, Kyle. I assume you're quite young. Kyle seems like a young person's name. Am I right with that? Sort of 25-ish. I'm just guessing. It sounds like a young name, Kyle. Or at least it would be here. Perhaps in another country it wouldn't be. I don't know. Joe's been taking notes today. Good. Ready for the test. Hello, Ross. Ross Herndon, 657. Is that everyone? Just a minute. Let me go down to the end. I'm 21 plus 8. There you go. I thought it was quite a young name. So you're 29, are you? Yeah. Yeah, that's a young person's name. And 29 is young. Believe me, 29 is young. You're not old until you get to Mick Davenport's age. You know, it's all about how you look, really. You know, obviously I don't look old, as you can see. There's no makeup. This is me natural. I'm not doing a Katie Price or anything like that. And then there's people like Mick Davenport. I think he's about 10 years younger than me. And he looks so much older. Isn't that strange and mysterious? That's really strange and mysterious. Right. If I've missed anyone out on the raffle ticket, please speak now. And have we done all the texts? We've got Maureen's there. Excellent. We've got Maureen's there. If I've missed anyone out, if you've asked by email, of course, I shall deal with your raffle tickets straight after the show, gang. Meanwhile, working out whether I've given you a raffle ticket or not. Buffer. Reconnection. There we are. Back again. The problem is we're on 4G here. We can't get a wired connection here. There's no wire coming into the no fibre coming into the holiday site. So we are relying on the 4G system here, which is why we get that sometimes. It's either that or the fact that I'm running everything on the one computer this morning, which hopefully will be back tomorrow. But I am fully aware when you lose me, okay? A little red light flashes up in front of me. Now, we were doing the birthdays. I'll do them both again in case you missed one. Anne Taplin's birthday today. Happy birthday to Anne Taplin. Alan Bailey is a very lovely chap. He is. He travels the world and he supports, very vocal in things that he believes in, which is not the same as me, but that doesn't matter. I've got great admiration for people who talk about what they believe in and do something about it. They do something about what they believe in. Not like me sitting here saying, oh, I'm vegetarian. I've never tried to convince anyone to be vegetarian. You know, if you want to eat dead animals, that's up to you, my loves. Adam does like a dead animal sandwich, don't you, Adam the plumber? Hello, Boo, so happy birthday to Alan Bailey today, all right? Happy birthday to Jacob Slawinski, who is 22 years old today. Happy birthday, Jacob. And Tanya Hyde, who is a drag queen today, is 22 years old. Happy birthday, everyone. Happy birthday to each and every one of you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, happy birthday, happy birthday to you. Twice, coronavirus. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, happy birthday, happy birthday to you. Happy birthday. All right. Happy birthday, boys and girls. Birthday time, birthday time, birthday time. Yes, indeed. Where's my camera gone? There it is. Nearly lost. I couldn't find myself then for a moment. There we are. That's it for the show today. Thank you very much. Did we miss anyone out at all on the raffle? I don't think we did today. That's unusual. We usually miss someone out. It's just the way that things works there. Adam is very much looking forward to the Dead Animal Sandwich. John says the TikTok song is #1 on the charts. Sacred Love. What song is that then? Is that the one that goes da 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 da? We love that song. We absolutely love that song. Thanks for joining us, gang. I hope to be back with you at the same time tomorrow morning, gang. At which point, hopefully, I'll have the 2 computers working again. Fingers crossed. But right now, time to go and visit Sylvie, who is queen of all caravans all over the world, in order to purchase a little bottle of gas. Because we can't be running out of gas, dear. I don't want to be in my shower, washing my bits, and suddenly the water goes stone cold. I bet that happens to a few people on this site. Anyway, have a nice day. Thank you very much for watching and listening. Cheerio now.